Hello, my Asian friends living in Asia or else any other part of the world. I am your Asian friend, living, residing, and thriving in South Asia. My Asian friends, the topic which I am about to discuss, or else the experiences I am about to discuss in this particular video, are going to be extremely relatable to almost all of the Asians. If not relatable, then some of it might hit much closer to home than expected. But by any means, magic, sorcery, immigration, or else you growing up in a multiracial environment or adoption possible. Any of my non-Asian friends are also thinking that Asian friend, these experiences are not just limited to your continent Asia, but we have them too. So to you, my non-Asian friend, I have only one thing to say. You are welcome on this channel to vent out your frustration about these experiences and the people who gave you these experiences in our comment section along with all of us Asians, right? That being said, coming back to my Asians, you know that very well that we have similar traditions, culture, practices and beliefs mostly, but depending on the region within our continent Asia, our particular Asian country resides in, we might add little twist or our own unique thought or else flavor to same situation. And that is why, even though I myself an Asian had to do some level of research to figure out all those experiences about this particular topic which I am going to share in this video, which will be common for almost all of us Asian in our continent Asia. And that particular topic of discussion for this video is living with Asian parents. Living with an Asian parent is not one-time experience, it's not random experience, it's not alternate days experience. It is a lifetime experience. But some of my Asian friends would feel, no, it is a bad experience. And others would say, no, it is a fairly good experience. But personally, as an Asian myself, my opinion about this topic is that it's not innately bad or innately good, but it is a combination of so many emotions, and it is one unique experience which mostly us Asians get. That is why we cannot just box this particular experience in one particular category, and that is why we will talk about in depth about experience of living with an Asian parent, but bifurcated by age group. So our first section would be experience of living with an Asian parent as a kid. Then second would be experience of living with an Asian parent as a young adult. And then third one would be living with an Asian parent when you are a married adult, and final is living with an Asian parent when you yourself are very, very old. So let's move on to talking about experience of living with an Asian parent as a kid. While editing, I realized that this experience cannot be merged into one video, and that is why I am breaking up into 4-part series, and this one would be dedicated to the experience of living with an Asian parent as a kid. Living with an Asian parent as a kid, for some would have been extremely terrible and frustrating experience, and for others it would have been really developing and good and nice experience which they have realized as an adult when they became the kid, and that is why they are extremely grateful for their Asian parents and their parenting style. But in my personal opinion as an Asian, I think this is mix of so many other things, but depending on the regions in our continent Asia, my Asian friend, you are thinking, no, only my Asian parent behaved this way when I was a kid, only my Asian parent did this or that. Then let me break your bubble and let you know, doesn't matter if your Asian parents were East Asian parents, West Asian parents, South, North, Southeast, doesn't matter. In certain specific situations, they all behave the same. So for this particular age group, the experiences were our Asian parents, for some reason or the other, almost manipulated, if not forced, then manipulated us into taking those particular subjects which will lead us up to the career, which will give you certain accolades in your life, which our Asian parents can nicely, happily, and with pride flaunt in front of their Asian culture circles. And those particular subjects were anything related to science. If you scored above 85 marks out of 100, then not only you, all your teachers who are also someone else's Asian parent would convince you, they will make the entire universe Asian and convince you into taking any of the subjects which might lead up to you those particular career. If you scored well while you had your first competitive or else first national exam, post which you are supposed to maybe Pick one stream. If you scored well, you were manipulated into taking science for sure. If you scored somewhere between 75, 85, 75 to 85, then economics was the best option for you. Not ideal in front of Asian parents, but a very good option because it might lead up to you being a person who is in the profession where economy comes in, or any economic study or business study, or else you might become a chartered accountant one day, or else on the flip side you might become a hotshot lawyer, depending on where your particular Asian parents were at that time. So this is a good catch. And anyone who did not score well as per the Asian society and Asian parent standard, then only you get to live your dreams. Because if you wanted to be an artist, you had to score less. Because if you scored good and you said, no, I want to be an artist, that thing never computed well in our Asian parents' mind. That is 404, file not found error in Asian parents' brain. So this was first experience which we got as a kid, right? And when we were very, very small kid, this one experience which I shared from the start itself is something which is going to happen almost in your teenage years. But the second experience you might have had when you were a kid or else not an adult would have been where you were a small kid. Doesn't matter. You don't like loud places, you don't like music, you would like to sleep on time, and you don't like crowd. You're a kid. You don't want that much energy coming towards you. But if your Asian parents wanted to attend any event, they want to attend any party, they are not making sure that there is some babysitter taking care of you and they are going out or else skipping on the event. We were taken to those events, and in between those events some random spaces were found, and we were actually put to bed. And many a times I came back from those events and I didn't even know, because I was sleeping in that crowd, and our parents were fine with it. And it's not that it was not just my experience. There were so many Asian kids who were having the same experience. You used to go to those particular gatherings, and there used to be one room which was filled with kids who want to sleep and their parents want to enjoy at the same time. So that this is one experience which all of us Asian kids got for sure. And apart from that, as a kid, the third experience was, even if we do not have that kind of palate or else the strength to have the real authentic Asian food, but if our dads like those dishes, then we too are going to eat those dishes in that day. Food was not centered around us as kids. Doesn't matter if we were 1 year old, 2 year old, we can handle spices or not. If our dads like certain specific dish or certain kind of food, that was the food the mom is going to make, and we have to have it all. And we have to develop a tolerance. Otherwise, we might get some punishments. They might maybe force us or manipulate us into eating it. Or maybe if some of our Asian moms were nicer, so they did one thing. Instead of creating or making separate food for us, what they did was that because we are not able to handle the spices, so they used to take out the food without spices and then used to add spices according to father's taste palette or else choice. So that was the workaround some of our kinder Asian moms have given us as a kid. But many many of our Asian moms were savages. So they were like, this is what I have cooked for you. Your dad likes it and you are also going to eat it. Open your mouth. Now we have to eat it. So as a kid, this was another experience which we got. And moving on, since we are on the topic of food, another thing which our Asian parents used to do with us as a kid, or else we experienced under them, was even when we were a teenager or else much younger kid, then if they were mad about something and wrongfully they just scolded us for no reason at all, and they just punished us for something which we haven't done, then of course they are guilty in their heart. They know they have done wrong, they have hurt our feelings. But because Asian parents are not even good with their own emotions and their feelings, so they don't know how to express them. And if someone who doesn't know how to express their own feelings, then how would they know that the other person's feelings have been hurt and I'm supposed to say sorry? Instead of saying sorry, what they used to do was, on that particular day, cooking the food which we like, so that we eat that food, feel good and forget about it. On that day, dad's choice doesn't matter. The kid's choice matter, and that's what mom is going to cook, so that kid forgets and comes and hugs them and tells them you're the best mom, and everything is done and dusted. And they never had to say sorry, or else they felt sorry, they said sorry without even saying sorry. So that's another experience. We almost all of us Asians got it on multiple occasions. And to be very honest, we have been trained in such a way, we still get that experience. Even though we are young adult or else married adults with kids, many a times our Asian parents still scold us for no reason at all, and they still, even though we became an adult, we can express our feelings and they can express their feelings too. They have words, they can speak. We can do that too. We can discuss and resolve, right? Because now both the parties are adults, but still, still, they're gonna cut the good foods. They will cook something which we like, and in certain specific Asian countries like East Asian or Southeast Asian countries, you will see that because fruits, especially in East Asia, fruits are not that readily available. So fruits are seen as luxury in that Asian culture. So those Asian parents will cut up the fruits in different shapes and forms and give it to their kids who are angry right now as a form of sorry. And on the other hand, West Asians and South Asians would cook food or kind of dishes which their kids like, and the mama or the daddy knows. If dad is someone who is sorry, he will buy you something which you were asking for, or maybe get you something from the market which you wanted to eat. And if it is mom, of course she's gonna cook something nice for you for that particular day. On that day, dad's choice did not matter, and it was not a priority. On one side, it was a cute thing for me because somewhere or the other I was being treated special, but as an adult it has become frustrating because answer to all the problems is not food. Imagine you lost your job, or maybe you had a very bad fight with your colleagues, or else while you were coming back from office, you were late and you were stuck in traffic because someone stupid did something on the road, and now everyone was stuck for 2-3 hours and you're frustrated. In these situations, if you want to feel good and if your Asian parents are around, first thing they're going to do is to ask you, have you had something, have you eaten? And that's not you want to hear all the time. Sometimes it does make you feel good. Like, you do understand that they understand you, that you are not just angry, you're hangry, but not almost always. So this was mix of you can say mixed experience, good, bad, okay, whatever. Then moving on to another subject which has been a very frustrating point for almost all of us Asian kids with our Asian parents, was that for some reason or the other, our Asian parents have convinced themselves in their brain that only 4 career options or else 4 professions would get you the title, designation, luxury, respect, or else awards and rewards in Asian society you always wanted, and especially they wanted but could not get, but can get it through you. And those 4 magical professions are being a doctor, lawyer, engineer, chartered accountant. And guess what? Even in this day and age, if we are talking about these 4 professions now, then out of these 4 also, the number one priority which profession gets is being a doctor. In certain specific regions, because some of our Asian parents immigrated to those different continents, the number one position might change, but it's almost always doctor. Doctor first, last is engineer, for a 4th position, and 1st position fixed. Lawyers and chartered accountants keep on fighting for 2nd and 3rd position, mostly. I'm not saying all the time, mostly, right? Don't come at me or come for me for this, right? So, and why do they think like this? Because in their mind, their perception is that if you choose these 4 professions, one out of these 4 professions, then you will end up having the job security for life. And along with having job security, you will have money, and even if you may not make that much amount of money, but if you are any of these 4 things, especially a doctor or else a chartered accountant in certain cases, you will always have respect in their Asian circle. And because you have respect in their Asian circle, they can claim your success as their pride and joy. That's what I created. So that is why they almost always, if not push, then manipulated us into taking all these 4 careers, simply forgetting the fact that if at all, at the same point in time, all of us at once decided to enter only these 4 careers, actually, sorry, not only 4 careers, there will be a lot of saturation in the industry and the job market. They don't give a damn about that. And apart from that, if anyone and everyone are going to solve only 4 types of problem related to these professions, then anyone who provides a support as a professional to these 4, if they are not there, then how exactly these 4 professions will sustain in the web of the professionals which actually make the real economy or else the real industry? They don't give a damn about that. Second fact also. And the third fact is, if at all, everyone is going to provide the service, who's going to take the service, and how exactly you will get paid? Never, ever. As an Asian, the entire continent thought the same about their kids. It was to push or manipulate your kids into taking any of the career paths which lead you to being these kind of professionals and get you the job security. And one fifth special mention I'm going to mention, which will be related to the South Asian society, and that would be that in South Asian society, the government jobs are also respectable. So if you became a government servant or civilian government servant or some kind of officer in the government services or jobs, then your life is sorted. Even if not money wise, but respect wise, it is. And your parents getting respect in their circle, Asian circle, because you did something. That's the best deal for them. Of course, they're not going to push you to do this. So that's the thing which they used to do and still do it, even after internet trying to counsel them into believing and thinking no, other professions are equally respectable and they can get the money which you thought they could never generate. For example, like acting or else YouTube careers for now, editing or any artistic career. Even though internet actually trained them, gave them workshops or else gave them counseling, but still in so many Asian societies in different parts of Asia, there are certain Asian parents who still believe only these four professions are the real professions, rest is joke. So this was the experience which all of us got as an Asian kid, living with an Asian parent. And apart from that, if at all we are in school or else engaged in any sort of academic activity, during that time, dating was a strict no. And the funny thing is, these Asian parents will flip once we become an adult of marriable age. They will say dating is the best thing and dating the person of their choice is the best thing in the world. But when we were in school preparing for any of our competitive exams to get the jobs or else the career path in the four magic professions, during that time, if we were found dating, then our asses were literally beat. If not that, of course, we were getting scoldings and so many things were confiscated. And when an Asian parent confiscates something which they gave it to you, along with confiscation, there are gonna be constant taunts for life. They will never ever forget that during your formative years or during your teenage, I caught you doing this. They will keep on repeating that story for life. At the start, it is very frustrating and traumatizing, but then when you grow up, later on you realize, yes, I was being a dumb bitch. I shouldn't have done that. I should have focused on my career because that was a dumb move. So they do protect us a lot. And in comparison to the parents of other continent, mostly the western side of the world, they don't force us into doing the odd jobs to sustain us just because we are a teenager now. They actually pay for all of our expenses as long as we are doing well in those activities. If we need tuition, if we need coaching, then even though our Asian parents are, they themselves are not that capable to support so many things in their life because of lack of money, because the money is tight, the economy is not good, but somewhere or the other, they made sure that we get the best education, we get the best opportunities, and we get the best tutors. So here you can see the intention is not bad, but the way they do things is messed up. And it's not their mistake because they got much harsher treatment, which they are trying not to give it to us. But somewhere or the other, when you have been taught to bottle up your emotions, of course, even if your intention is nice, it will not come across the way you would like it to be. Right? So this is the thing. These were the things which all of us Asians experienced living with our Asian parents as a kid. And the final thing is, they will always lecture us about the value of money, always tell us to be frugal and make sure to think hard enough before begging them to buy something, which in turn now made us into great negotiators, good at finding good deals. All of us Asians are very good at finding good deals, not buying overpriced things. We are good negotiators, even though many a times South Koreans are labeled with that, okay, these people splurge a lot or else they are very, very brand conscious, they just put their money wherever the brand is, despite the fact they are not as wasteful as so many other counterparts from our counterparts from other continents about money. I understand they are a little flashy in their Asian version of South Korean version of society, little flashier than other Asians, but still they too are very frugal. They understand the value of money, and that shows in their country, because they actually came out from a very hard time, and the way they develop themselves now, that speaks a lot. And that only happens when you know the value of money. And if you were to talk about China and India, which are also Asian countries, don't you know that Chinese and Indian both even though sometimes they are in a banter, they like to fight, but are very, very similar in certain things. We like a good deal. We love to negotiate. We love to develop or manufacture things within our homeland for cheaper prices, and we are proud of being cheap. We don't care if you think we are cheap. Yeah, we like that label. Okay, so all in all, they actually instilled a very good value in us Asian kids of about being very careful with our money, which is a good thing. And this was the experience of living with an Asian parent as a kid. Let's move on to the young adult.